Welcome everybody to the Israel Brief. I'm Rolene Marks, and you guys join me and our Israel briefers from all around the world, from Trinidad and Tobago to Ireland, to Scotland, to Australia, to Johannesburg, and everywhere in between, to Oregon, of course, to our friends in California who we are desperately worried about. You join me every Monday to Thursday for your top stories right off the presses in Israel and stuff that you won't see in the mainstream media. Today I thought I'd join you all for a cup of tea because I get so many comments from you guys saying that you enjoy having a cup of coffee or cooking your dinner or having a wee dram as I bring you the Israel Brief. And hey, I don't want FOMO. I want to join in with you guys. Also a reminder that today is Thursday, which means that I will be announcing your Mench and your morons of the week, along with taking the audience question. Can't let a good cuppa go to waste. It is day 461 since the 7th of October. And we can't forget that we have 99 hostages that remain in captivity. Time is of the essence. We need them out now. And that brings us to our first story, and the body of 53-year-old Bedouin Israeli Youssef Ziyadne was recovered by the IDF yesterday. His family was notified. Now, Ziyadne was taken alive on the 7th of October along with 3 of his children, 2 of which were released after 55 days in that November 2023 ceasefire agreement. Initially, it was reported that Youssef and the body of his son Hamza was also recovered from a tunnel in the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. Remember Rafah, where the world told us not to go? There. What is very, very, very concerning is that the IDF have said that there are findings that are linked to Hamza. What this means, we don't know. We do know, in sentiments echoed by the Hostages Forum and by President Herzog, that we are very, very worried for the safety and the whereabouts of Hamza Ziyadne. It was expected that both Youssef and Hamza were still alive, and the Hostages Forum released a statement saying that they are absolutely devastated with grief at the death of a man of dialogue and a man of connection. Youssef was 53 years old. He came from the Bedouin village of Rahat in southern Israel and worked in the dairy of Kibbutz Cholit for 17 years. Prime Minister Netanyahu expressed his condolences, and President Herzog said that it is an absolute imperative that we get our 99 hostages home immediately. Of course, as soon as we have any updates on Hamza, we will let you know right here on the Israel Brief. The U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson announced that the House will vote this week to impose sanctions on the International Criminal Court's officials, including the Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, for their misuse of their jurisdiction and international law. Now, the U.S. threatened sanctions on the ICC the minute they announced the intention to arrest Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. They also threatened to arrest Mohammed Def from Hamas. However, that is going to require a Ouija board, seeing that Mohammed Def is no longer alive. So it's going to be a very, very interesting vote. We have heard from a U.S. Representative Richie Torres saying that he will absolutely be voting to impose sanctions, calling the ICC's arrest warrants an ideological war against the state of Israel. He is an extraordinary man, is Richie Torres, a real ally to the Jewish community in America, around the world, and the state of Israel. Poland's President Duda has appealed to his government to ensure that should Prime Minister Netanyahu visit Poland later this month for International Holocaust Remembrance Day, which coincides with the liberation of Auschwitz, and this year marks 80 years since the liberation of the Auschwitz death camp, where over 1 million Jews, including children, were exterminated during the Holocaust. He's appealed to his government, who have said that they will, what's the word I'm looking for, that they will go along with international law, conform with international law, and arrest Prime Minister Netanyahu should he set foot on Polish territory. Now, this is as a result of those ICC warrants I mentioned just a minute ago. The president asked his government to make sure that Prime Minister Netanyahu's safety is unhindered and that an adequate formula is reached where they can respect international law but ensure his safety. Meanwhile, an aide to the Prime Minister has said that so far there are no plans to attend the commemoration ceremony at the end of the month. It is not in the program, and should they receive an invitation, that will be taken under consideration. And finally, the family members of 7 American hostages have been invited to attend President-elect Trump's inauguration later this month. It was also rumored that Prime Minister Netanyahu will be attending President-elect Trump's inauguration. The two men are good friends. However, his aide said that there were no plans for the Prime Minister to attend the inauguration. And those are our top stories making headlines in Israel. It's a rather quiet news day. I always get very, very concerned when the news day is quiet, but it does give me a chance to hop to our audience question a little sooner, and it comes from Linda in Johannesburg, who says that there has been a lot of quiet around the body of former Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. Will his body be used during hostage negotiations? Good question, and very pertinent question, Linda, because while any news about his body has not made the public domain, we know that Israel is in custody of Sinwar's body, and we also know that the High Court ruled earlier this week that the bodies of terrorists can be used for negotiating purposes to ensure the release of the 99 hostages. Whether Sinwar is part of that or is part of a bigger strategy, we don't know, but I think we have a little glimpse as to where we are holding at the moment. And finally, because you guys sent through such brilliant nominations, let's talk about the Mench and the Moron of the Week. Now, I had a lot of recommendations from South Africa and from other places in the world, which just goes to show her tremendous impact. And our Mench of the Week, sadly, posthumously, I never thought I would ever say those words, posthumously, goes to the extraordinary, the remarkable Olga Meshwe-Washington, who passed away earlier this week after a short illness. She was just simply magnificent in everything that she did. A brilliant lawyer, a formidable speaker, an extraordinary warrior for the Jewish people, the state of Israel and South Africa, and just a truly, truly tremendous person and great friend to me and to many of us who watch the show. There is no better or more deserving Mensch of the Week than Olga Meshwe-Washington. May her memory be eternally blessed. I do believe that there is a special place in heaven reserved for those who give disproportionately of themselves to humanity, and that is exactly where Olga will be. And our moron of the week, this is a tie, because looking at the scenes of utter devastation in Los Angeles, which has absolutely broken my heart and which could have been avoided, the morons of the week go to Mayor Karen Bass and the fire chief of Los Angeles for cutting massive swathes of the budget that would have been allocated to fire services, and for making DEI the priority over the safety of the citizens of Los Angeles. What I found absolutely repugnant was footage coming in from Sky News, and I'm not a fan of Sky News. And this is Sky News UK, which showed one of their journalists cornering Mayor Bass at an airport as she was departing to return home from Ghana to the United States, asking her questions. Does she have anything to say to the residents of LA? Does she have any apologies? And she said nothing. She said absolutely nothing. And I find that absolutely repugnant. And as much as I don't like Sky News, that is good journalism. That is how you hold leaders accountable for their failings. So that's it from me for this first week of the Israel Brief, which feels like a year already, and we're only on the 9th of January. I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom from all of us after this extremely, extremely emotional week. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Remember, if you want to receive our weekly newsletter, please be in touch with us via our website. We are on Meta or Facebook or whatever you want to call it. Hey, no judgment here. You can find us at Lotl Site. That's at LOTLSITE. We are on YouTube right here at the Israel Brief, on Instagram at Rolene_Marks, on LinkedIn at Rolene Marks, and on X at Lay of the Land 5. Guys, God bless you all. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Our friends in Los Angeles and surrounds, you are in our hearts and you are in our prayers, and we pray for this to be over soon. And in any way that we can help, please pop it in the comments section. I know a lot of people would like to assist in some way. So guys, God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you again on Monday. Bye for now.